Today, folks, is my turn. You've seen Darker Gold's build. It was horrifying.
Yeah.
But it's my turn, as you see, with my hardware. So with this much hardware, you could still fit it in a really small case. And with many cases out there, and with such a small desk, if you have, it will not fit. You have to put it on the ground. So for my case, I have chosen a really good case, which is SG13 from Silverstone.
You got it correct this time, not like me.
Cool.
So for today's build, it's gonna be an RSB 450i Pro Wi-Fi.
It's Mini ITX.
Mini
it's really small.
Mini ITX, super small, very sexy. And then we're gonna go with a Seagate Barracuda 1 terabyte. I have no idea how many speeds. How many speeds again?
7200
7200 RPM. Then we're gonna go with a real, genuine CPU cooler.
It's an AM4.
An AM4.
Bracket.
A 92 millimeter fan because we need that cooling. Especially
it's small because it came with the pre-built case over there.
And we have 16 gigabytes DDR4, 2400 megahertz. So pretty good.
I can finally overclock them.
So you plan to overclock them, huh?
Yeah, 2400. It used to run at 2133.
Nice. And then for our that should be last. Then we have an SSD ADATA XPG ASX 8200 Pro 1 terabyte NVMe.
Really long name, by the way.
Unlike the names that they have for the USB 3.0 Pro, whatever the hell that I don't even know. And then we have a Radeon RX 580. 580.
It's a weak card. Performs the same above 1060 or
Yeah, it's good enough for gaming. I mean.
Yeah.
And then for our PSU is gonna be 460 watt. And how could we forget of the old GPU
That we're not using, by the way.
that we're not using? So
It's for show, at least.
yeah, so
It's the NVIDIA GeForce 210. Not GT 210.
yeah.
Just the 210.
And finally, the most important part: AMD Ryzen 7 2700.
It's really good for video editing.
Look at this.
Slow clock rates, but this motherboard can overclock it, but I don't plan to.
Don't you dare.
Because my CPU cooler, I need a water cooler.
You do need an AIO. All right, let's do this, shall we?
Yeah, unboxing time. So this is the motherboard. It looks really good. I don't have to deal with the green PCB of the motherboard anymore. PCB here is black.
Hell yeah.
I finally have front I/O. Good front I/O. Wow, this is looking shiny. Alright, now time for the big reveal of the case. I don't have a knife, so we're recording, guys. Don't worry. We're recording. Okay. There we have it, folks. A really small case for a full PC. This is really good. It fits a full ATX power supply. That's what I love about it. So you can take any pre-built, just buy a new motherboard, and just stick it in here. Air cooling might be a little challenge, but I've seen many reviews saying that it's okay. Who uses CDs? I have a drive, but I don't even use it. So I almost ran into a problem, but thank God it fits. So the cable used to be up here. It could not reach there, so I had to take it down to make it barely fit.
We would have to wait another day to get a extension for that.
Or just a new cooler.
But it works.
It works. I felt like I was breaking something for a second there. Oh, I almost forgot
Standoffs.
the IO shield.
Oh.
That would have been a pain. So I ran into a little complication during the building process with the set power supply. So as you can see here, this is 4-pin CPU on the pre-built PC I have, and on the new motherboard I bought, it has, I don't know if you can see that, that's an 8-pin CPU. So I had to buy another power supply. I bought the Corsair CX50 650M 650 watt so I could finally overclock it, but this little cooler won't do. And I'm afraid of the thermals if they're in an ITX case, so I also bought a liquid cooler, the Master Liquid AIO with RGB fans. And yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Oh my god, okay. I finished the build. Wow, it's so tight in there. There's not much airflow. Fan is facing up for airflow. I got the hard drive. There's this weird connector, so I have to face it up like that. And yeah, let's get this thing booted up. Okay, I have successfully overclocked my CPU. After trial and error, I finally got it. I try to use Ryzen Master, but that keeps crashing the system. I had to keep clearing the CMOS. Now I decided to do it straight from the BIOS, and this time it worked. As you can see here, it is overclocked I overclocked it to 4025 megahertz. And from the base clock, that's pretty high. The base clock was 3200 megahertz. And I put the voltages at 1.3 volts. So now time to run a stress test. I am going to be using Prime 95. So normally when I stress tested without an overclock, it reached up to 70 degrees Celsius. Let's see if we get good results out of this. Right now it seems like, so stress testing doesn't want to work, it just crashed my system. So I just played Apex right now, Apex Legends. Works fine, but that begs the question, will Adobe Premiere crash the whole system? Okay, that did not work, so I'm just gonna stick to Prime 95 as the worst case scenario. I bumped up the voltage to 1.35, that's what I bumped it up to. Still at 4025 megahertz clock and idling at around 35 to 40 degrees Celsius. Let's see if this is gonna crash again. Okay, so it crashed again. I bumped it down 50 50 hertz this time, so it's running at 3950. Here we go. Okay, let's see what I can do with the fan profile. I'll run my Gigabyte software, access Steam, Civ, SIV. This is a good overclock. It runs better than a 2700X on the base clock, because that runs on. Probably the next thing I am going to do is undervolt my RX 480. And that's right, I said it. An RX 480. My card is an actual RX 480 instead of a 580. So, okay, I've played with the settings with MSI Afterburner. Followed another YouTube tutorial, of course. I don't want to break anything. But this card will not overclock and underclock a lot. So, right here, I increased my core clock up 64 hertz. So I'm running, it used to be at 1266, now it's at 1330. Even if I try to add 3 hertz, so it becomes 1333, it will still crash. But 1330 is a safe spot for me. For the memory clock, it used to be 1750. I probably could have gone for a higher clock, but I think that's fine. Maybe I'll do that later. And for the voltage, core voltage, I have it set at 950. I think it was 993, 997 or something. That's the safest spot for an undervolt. If I go any lower, it will not be stable. So 950. Okay, I'm here in the lobby, and this is the most taxing part of this whole entire game. Okay, seems like so I'm running on mostly high settings, except okay everybody, so thanks for watching this very, I think, long video. Be sure to check out last video if you did not see it. I have both featured personal channels of my friend and my channel on the homepage that you could go subscribe to. It would help a lot. And yeah, I hope this was helpful. Maybe, probably not. Like it or dislike it, line the style. And yeah, see you later.